Hey everyone, welcome back to a quick video. So today I thought I'd just do a really quick video just explaining my theories for the new Resident Evil Dead by Daylight chapter, which is going to be revealed tomorrow on stream. Now, I'm actually going to be hopefully live streaming that event, either on my Twitch or either on YouTube. Either way, I'll let you guys know on my Instagram beforehand, and the links will be in the description below. So, because I haven't really gone over my thoughts on which killers and which characters and which maps they could potentially add to the game, because if you guys don't already know, I'm actually a huge Dead by Daylight fan. I've really been getting into the new Resident Evil games. I'm still playing Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil Village. I still need to upload some more of that. And I've just really getting into the game recently. And I just love it when they add iconic characters or just iconic killers into any game. And so I thought I'd just go over my quick predictions for tomorrow's chapter. Now, I know that they're going to reveal a bunch of Resident Evil things. I know that they're going to hopefully go over some more maps that they're going to potentially rework graphics-wise. They're going to go over, I think, potentially the roadmap for the rest of this year, which is actually going to be really exciting. Don't know if they'll actually reveal any of the licensed killers. Probably not, but maybe a few of their own killers, which they release as their own chapter. So without further ado, here's my Resident Evil final theories. So, with that being said, I'm pretty certain that the killer of this chapter is going to be Nemesis. Now, the reason I say Nemesis is because the creator of the game, Matthew Cote, did say when Resident Evil had its, I can't remember what anniversary it was, but the anniversary was a few weeks ago, and he did say that it will add loads of iconic characters into Dead by Daylight, and because there's a lot of theories and people saying that they're going to add in a few characters from Resident Evil Village, like Lady Dimmest, I don't know her name, one of the witches maybe from that game, but when he says iconic, those characters aren't iconic yet. So I don't think they'll bring in as big of an audience as someone like Nemesis or Mr. X. Now, there has been a lot of talk over that we could potentially get two killers into this chapter, because I think a few days ago on Steam, a few unknown DLCs were added to the files. Now, normally it's one DLC is added for the actual chapter, the other is cosmetics, but this time we got three added, which is making people seem that we're going to get the base chapter, another killer, and another one being cosmetics. Now, personally, as much as I'd love to see two killers into the game, I can't see it, because I'm not sure how long it takes them to add a map or a killer or rework a survivor into the game. But because of the pandemic and people working from home now, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to have enough time to do two killers, as much as I love them to. But Nemesis. Oh, Nemesis. Oh my god. If they added Nemesis into this game, I would be so happy. Because if you think about Resident Evil, the first killer that you pretty much think of is Nemesis. Because he's just a huge, hulking, motherfucking zombie with a rocket launcher, flamethrower. He's just a badass. And personally, I'd love to see him in the game. I just don't know how they'd do the whole rocket launcher and flamethrower aspect of him. But they've done some really creative things with other killers before, like the Demogorgon with the whole teleporting, and Pyramid Head with the different cages he puts you in. So, again, I do see them adding Nemesis to the game, because they did say iconic killers, and Nemesis is definitely one of the most iconic horror characters in the video game genre. And I did think about if they were going to add Nemesis or Mr. X into the game. And I can still see Mr. X as a possibility, because, again, I do think he is as iconic as Nemesis. But if they were going to add in Nemesis, they could always potentially add in a Mr. X legendary skin, if they didn't do the whole flamethrower rocket launcher aspect. Because, I mean, even if they did with the whole Nemesis rocket launcher, flamethrower, all that jazz, would Mr. X really work for that? But I can still see that, because you could easily just put Mr. X over a Nemesis if he was just going to be a huge hulking zombie with like punching people and all that jazz. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they could do something along those lines, but either way, if they go for Nemesis or Mr. X, I'd still shit my pants either way if I see one of them coming around the corner while I'm doing the generator. So those are my takes on the different killers. And going on to the different survivors, again, I don't know a whole lot about the Resident Evil characters. And all I really know is Leon Kennedy, Claire Redfield? Or is it one of the two? Leon, Claire from the first Resident Evil, and then there's Jill and Chris? Yeah, it was, Leon Kennedy, Claire, I'm just going to say their first names. Leon, Claire, Chris, and Jill. Now, going back to the Silent Hill chapter, the developers did say that they wanted to include a lot of aspects from different Silent Hill games. Like, for example, they got, I'm not sure the name of the survivor they put in the game, but I'm pretty sure she was from Silent Hill 1, and then they put a Pyramid Head in the game from Silent Hill 2, and then the whole school map was from Silent Hill 3, I believe. So if they wanted to, they could always do Leon and Claire from the first Resident Evil game, and then go with Nemesis from Resident Evil 3, and always do Chris and Jill as maybe legendary skins further down the line. So if you think about it, basically 2 new survivors, but 4 characters overall, if that makes sense. Like, you get 2 characters, and then you get 2 legendary skins for them. It's kind of like how they did Steve Harrington, and then they put what's his name from Stranger Things? I can't remember his name, but they put one of the characters from Stranger Things over Steve, which I thought was really cool that they actually did that. His name will come back to me. What's his name? Anyway, you guys know what I mean. And you may be thinking, well, you've got Leon and Claire from Resident Evil 1, Nemesis from Resident Evil 2, but what about Resident Evil 2? No, hang on. Leon and Claire from Resident Evil 1, Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. What about Resident Evil 2? Now, this is where I think they would potentially do a Raccoon City Police Department, or somewhere on Raccoon City, because that is a really iconic place in the horror side of video games. Like, if you think about just, like, places you wouldn't want to be in video games, I'm pretty sure Raccoon City would be on there. And that would... I'm seeing a lot of people complaining about inside maps, because I actually really do like inside maps, except the Stranger Things map, which is, like, impossible to survive on. I'd actually love a Raccoon City, the police department map, because I've played a little bit through Resident Evil 2. I've just left the police station, but just playing on that on Dead by Daylight would be just amazing. Like, that would be so much fun to play in. And just think about it. On a Silent Hill map, they had all sorts of, like, corpses strung up around the map, just squirming every second. When you walk past them, they go, or something like that. Like, imagine if you had, like, zombies, just, like, if you walk past the window, there'd be, like, zombies just trying to, like, scratch at you through, like, the floorboards, or just through, like, all the barricaded up windows. Like, that would be so cool. And also, while I'm here, where am I gonna go? I'm on call doing this for you. What was I gonna say? If they were potentially going to do Mr. X, I still think it's going to be Nemesis, but how cool would it be if Mr. X had the ability to sort of summon zombies, or there's some sort of zombies that chase you around the map on Raccoon City, or maybe just like an event for, like, the 5th year anniversary. Like, how cool would that be? So, those are my thoughts on the Resident Evil chapter. So my final thoughts: Leon, Claire as base survivors, Raccoon City Police Department as a map, and Nemesis as a killer. Now, another thing I was going to mention before I wrap up is that the developers did say that there's going to be new ways to survive, and new ways to escape in, and new ways to die. Now, I'm pretty sure they're referring to new ways to die as, like, different killer abilities, and new ways to escape, who knows? Like, because the only ways you can really escape at the moment is either open the door after doing all the generators, find the hatch, or disconnect. Now, a new way to escape would be game-changing for Dead by Daylight. Like, that add a lot of pressure on you as a killer, but as a survivor, that would just be so much more interesting. Like, that would just be A new way to escape. I can't think of the top of my head what that would be. But it's even cool that they're even considering things like that. So yeah, those are my final predictions for the Resident Evil chapter. I'm going to be streaming around, I think, 5:30 p.m. tomorrow, at around GMT time, I think is the UK time. But yeah, those are my Resident Evil predictions, my final predictions for the chapter tomorrow. Let's fingers crossed that I get Nemesis right, because I really want him in the game. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.